A very good morning to everybody. Welcome to Breakfast News with the Sentinel. So first up, let me run you all through the corona update across the state, and particularly the update from the Guwahati city as far as the health department is concerned, as far as the state health minister Himanta Biswa's take is concerned on the corona update in the Guwahati city. He has said that corona continues to pose a ruthless threat. Corona has posed a ruthless threat to Assam, prompting the state government to adopt an aggressive treatment. The government is applying all new medicines and treatment it has under its disposal. In fact, this is what the health minister had said yesterday when he briefed the media. He had actually mentioned that the state would be crossing the 20,000 mark as far as the number of COVID positive cases are concerned. Viewers, the numbers have already crossed the 20,000 mark late last night. Now the number of positive cases stands at 20,646. In fact, a significant jump. 800 plus cases were reported yesterday, and the maximum number has been reported from Guwahati one more time. The concerns continue as far as the COVID situation in Guwahati city is concerned. The minister had also mentioned that, in the past 30 days between June 15th to July 15th, the number of cases reported stands at 12,218. In fact, talking to the media on Thursday, the minister said we are taking recourse to everything at our disposal, including the plasma therapy. These all-out efforts are to ensure that no COVID-19 patient lapses into a critical stage. Once a patient lapses into that critical stage, his or her chances of recovery are remote. This is what the health minister had said yesterday during the press conference. He also mentioned that to ensure that Guwahati is on the safe side, the state health department is going to conduct random swab tests in all government and private offices, business establishments, and shops in the entire metropolitan city. The department is worried over the pace of rising corona positive cases in Guwahati. So a lot of concern among the health department at this point of time. But in the meanwhile, what is happening is that prices of pulse oximeter, drugs, and medical gadgets have started to skyrocket, while the wholesalers are, the wholesalers in the city, all pharmacies, wholesalers in Pan Bazaar, Lakhtukia, Machkua areas are selling the pulse oximeters at the old rate of 1,500 to 1,700 rupees. Retailers apparently have doubled or tripled the prices of the device, the pulse oximeter, because experts have been advising that individuals should have the pulse oximeter with themselves to measure the level of oxygen in blood in view of the alarming increase in the rate of COVID-19 infection across Guwahati city. So those are some of the top stories that we have in the Sentinel newspaper this morning. Viewers, now moving on to the flood situation in the state. Of course, the situation continues to be very critical. Death toll has gone up to 71. Those are some of the visuals that we have from different parts of the state. We have been bringing you stories, updating you, keeping you updated on the flood situation from across the state. Thousands of people, in fact, lakhs of people have been rendered homeless. Large amount of thousands of hectares of cropland has been damaged. Poultry, cattle, livestock totally damaged. Many, in fact, have been affected. Thousands of people have shifted to relief camps. That is what the situation is as far as the flood situation across the state is concerned. In fact, the Brahmaputra has been rising steadily across districts. It has crossed the danger level mark in several places across the state. In fact, yesterday the Chief Minister had visited Kaziranga, and he was there. He took a boat ride inside the park. He was there for over 1.5 hours. He took stock of the situation there. In fact, as we speak, the deaths of rhinos due to the monsoon this time round has gone up to 3. A lot of other large animals also have been affected. In fact, the total is really, really significant. A lot of animals have moved out of the Kaziranga National Park. 90% of the park remain submerged. That is an update that we have as far as the flood situation is concerned. The flood situation across Assam remained critical on Thursday, with 5 more deaths taking place. The toll, as I have mentioned, has gone up to 71. And of course, the NDRF and SDRF and district administration across the state are conducting relief and rescue operations. A lot of people have already shifted to the relief camps which have been set up. MLAs across the districts, they have actually come out to help the people. We have been showing those visuals to you throughout in the past few days as well, and we will continue to bring bring you updates on the flood situation and also the COVID situation throughout the day today. Now, moving on to one very interesting bit of news that has come in from Rangia. In fact, the story here says that COVID-19 patients actually came out on the streets and they blocked the National Highway 31. Tension prevailed when COVID-19 patients in the COVID care center of Changsari blocked the National Highway 31 on Thursday. Now, what they were protesting is that they were saying that they alleged that they did not get any food or drinking water till morning. So 8 to 12 patients had been there in the COVID care center, and what they said is that they did not, while they were brought in earlier in the day, till the next day they were not provided with any food or water. That is what they have said. Of course, the Deputy Commissioner rushed to the COVID care center, and now things are under control there. Now, moving on to news from the rest of Northeast. In Meghalaya, there was a high-level review meeting that was held yesterday. The meeting, of course, was chaired by the Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, his cabinet colleagues, top officials of the state, and also opposition leaders attended the meeting. They discussed the COVID situation in the state. Remember, viewers, the number of COVID cases has significantly gone up in Meghalaya as well. They had just recently announced a 2-day lockdown in Shillong to conduct contact tracing, because the number has been significantly going up. Of course, though the number amongst the civilian has not shot up significantly, the maximum number of COVID cases has been registered from the BSF personnel and Indian Air Force and Army personnel. The number has been rising amid the armed forces, in fact. And the review meeting took stock of the steps being taken across the state of Meghalaya. They also discussed the steps that needs to be taken. A high-level review meeting was held with the participation of the government and opposition leaders to discuss the prevailing COVID-19 situation and take stock of the preparedness. A detailed presentation was made by the Chief Secretary of the state on the current COVID status in the state. So that is an update. In fact, the number of cases has crossed the 300 mark in Meghalaya. The COVID positive cases has crossed the 300 mark in Meghalaya. Now, moving on to some other news from the Northeast region. Hundreds test positive in Mizoram and Tripura. In fact, here too, the majority of the numbers have come in from the defense personnel. Here too, health officials in Mizoram said that 26 NDRF, National Disaster Response Force, that is the NDRF people, they have tested positive, 26 amongst them, 21 from the Assam Rifles, and 19 BSF troopers had tested positive in the state of Mizoram. The NDRF personnel had recently returned from Assam, Manipur, Haryana, and Andhra Pradesh. This is the health officials in Mizoram updating the media. In all, 238 people were infected in Mizoram, but 159 of them have recovered. Many Indian Army personnel have also tested positive in Nagaland and other northeastern states. In Tripura, around 200 BSF personnel and their family members had been infected by coronavirus, but all of them have recovered. The number of cases, of course, has been rising across the northeastern states. We have been continuously updating you all on these numbers. Moving on to Arunachal Pradesh and staying on with the update on coronavirus, the tally in Arunachal Pradesh has gone up to 491. 29 fresh cases have been reported there. Staying on with news from Arunachal Pradesh, the government has decided, the Arunachal Pradesh government has decided to go for extensive sero-surveillance in the capital complex for all the primary and secondary contacts of COVID-19 cases, including vulnerable groups, a senior health department official informed on Thursday. That is the update coming in from the state of Arunachal Pradesh. So these are some of the top headlines as far as the news from across the region is concerned. Of course, the corona thing continues. The update on corona continues to be grabbing the major headlines. Let me quickly run you through the numbers of coronavirus as of 8:30 today morning. Of course, I have already mentioned the numbers there. In Assam, it has already crossed the 20,600 mark. In Tripura, the cases have crossed the 2,000 mark. It stands at 2,213. In Manipur, the number has gone up to 1,764. In Arunachal Pradesh, it is 916. In Arunachal Pradesh, as I have mentioned earlier, it is 491. In Mizoram, it is 267. In Sikkim, the number is 198. And in Meghalaya, the number has gone up to 375. Of course, the number of deaths in Assam has gone up to 50. The government is taking all possible measures. In fact, in Nagaland, the chief minister, the deputy chief minister, they have all gone in for self-quarantine because they had returned from New Delhi. These are some of the updates as far as corona cases are concerned. Have given you the update on the floods across the state of Assam. We will continue to bring all the news and updates to you from the Northeast and the rest of the region and the world. Continue to log in to sentinelassam.com for all the news and updates. Do not forget to follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We'll continue with all the news and updates here in sentinelassam.com. All of you have a great day ahead. Stay safe.